Welcome back everybody. Today's video, a early access first look at the Milviz Dirty 30 for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. So very warm welcome back to the channel. Today we're at Winnipeg in Canada, and we're in one of the kind of long fuselage liveries that's included with this early access version of the Milviz, Blackbird Sims Dirty 30, based on the C-130 basically, the good old Hercules. This is the long fuselage version. The links are in the description below, and I'll be offering you my early thoughts on this product, which is priced at by basically $25 US, not necessarily applicable with tax included. So share your thoughts down in the comments below, hit like, hit subscribe as well. First thoughts on the exterior. It looks okay, certainly given the price. You don't expect mega detail and quality, but I think for the price what they've done is something quite decent, at least on the exterior. You do get a little bit of an interior, just a very basic set of animations at the moment. For me, I can't seem to get any of the loading there in the cargo part of the EFB. None of that seems to actually work or do anything. And actually, for what it's worth, all of this fuel information stuff, the refueling panels, don't do anything for me either. And the general configuration tabs here, if I press ready to fly, that to me would be kind of that ready for takeoff mode that a lot of developers seem to do. So engines ready to go, flaps set to a specific setting. When I click it, I get the engine indications all switched on, but no engine power, so it's really quite buggy there. I've also found that if I press the crew door, which should be this one, it doesn't do anything. You get a noise, but no doors open anywhere on the aircraft. So I'll click it again for good measure to make sure it's closed if there is something that's open somewhere. Then I go for the left paratrooper door, and again this doesn't seem to do anything either anywhere on the aeroplane. But then the right paratrooper door, bearing in mind over that side of the aircraft, that is aircraft right. That seems to open the left crew hatch, which is a bit strange. No special sounds or anything though either, from what I can tell. I have noticed the APU, bearing in mind this is allegedly 96% complete. The APU starts within 2 seconds, 3 seconds. And not all of the switches actually do anything. So for example, up here, the oil cooler flaps, if you want to move those into a different position, into open for example, they don't actually do anything. As you can see there, I'm kind of clicking away, but nothing's really happening there. So a little bit strange there. And there's actually quite a lot of stuff to set up in the aeroplane, in fairness. They've included a manual. I've found the manual to be very complicated, and I have, if I'm honest, struggled with it. I'm not familiar with the aeroplane whatsoever. I'd like there to be some form of walkthrough. I think that would have been quite nice to have at the very least. And there's a heads-up display here, which you can trigger with that switch like so if you want to get it out the way or lower it, depending on the positioning of it. Taking a look at the FMS then, down on the pedestal. It's a very kind of basic, almost default level of FMS, but the nav data is from the 3rd of November to the 30th of November 2022, which is woefully old. I would have thought they would have put in the data for the current AirAx in the simulator at the very least, but for some reason that hasn't happened. I don't know why. I haven't asked them why. I haven't had time, to be totally honest. But yeah, it's a bit strange, and you've got to turn all of these on, so everything is off. You've got to go VOR on, back one, VOR 2 on, back one, TAC 1 on, Yeah, there needs to be a kind of turnaround mode or ready for start mode, because in reality you're going to get in an aeroplane that the engineers have semi-prepared for you, and all of these things will be on ready to go. Same with comms, they're all switched off. You've got to go into each one and turn all of them on. So that's taken me quite a bit of time. I would like to see the ability to kind of click and have that pre-populate and go in, because there's no way for me to see what my kind of gross weights and stuff is. I've added a payload in the EFB in pounds. But I'm not sure how that converts across into kilograms, and I'm not sure which value is which. So I found that we're a bit stuck there. And with that, generally, I feel a little lost, kind of getting the aeroplane prepared. In the back, you can walk back. There are a couple of those ghost boxes that stop you moving and walking through the views that translate cockpit kind of walk-through mode to set those custom views, but you can kind of work around that. As we mentioned already, that there's very limited cargo loading at the moment, and the textures inside the back, for the price they're okay, but they are fairly low quality, as you can see in some areas, and others it's all, pretty decent and okay. There is a panel right at the back which allows you to raise the ramp, for example, and you can close the door. What we'll do is we'll fly today with the ramp closed but the door open, just so that little bit of a gap, and we'll get some tasty views from the back if we can get her in the air. I have been trying for about 2 hours now to get it in the air and not doing very well at that, to be fair. And I've encountered quite a few kind of bugs with all of that. But I'm sticking at it, see what we go, how we go. So start 3. We get the white box. And we're requesting that, asking for that engine start. There's the rotation of the prop. Getting some sounds. And then this kind of buggy bit here where the beta goes mega high, the MP goes to 130, prop over speeds. Look at that, 7,000 there, my goodness. So that's all a little bit strange. I don't know if that's me or if it's something else. I have also found, if I just show you guys this, the heading bug over there, if I start to move it, have a listen to the noise. If I click and hold, the noise kind of just sits on a repeat. Right, that engine's stabilised now, so we'll go to 4. We'll get rid of that master caution as well. Textures in the flight deck look okay, certainly for the price as well. Good value. Really nice texture work here on the edges of the flight deck. That glare shield. Displays are good, it's very easy to configure the brightness and everything of those as well, to be fair. And there is a very comprehensive set of checklists to help you get started with the aeroplane as well, for what it's worth. But you know, I have found it very detailed. There's not so much of a walkthrough to help you get started, which I would like to have seen. Especially if you, like me, aren't necessarily familiar with these aeroplanes. You know, you've got to start somewhere. Engine 1 starts. And this is one of the issues that I've encountered. Engine 1 just gets to 45% NP and then just sits there. And that's an issue that quite a few people have had, in fairness. Some people reporting they've spent 5 hours in the aircraft trying to sort it out, and they're having issues with either engine 1 or engine 2. The APU, if they switch off, creates issues with the electrical power. And it is technically unfinished, but I think for them to say, in their words at the moment, that it is 96% feature complete, it does have me somewhat concerned that actually we're going to be really struggling to get any form of final quality product at the end of it. And even when I'm pressing and holding Control E now, just to try and force engine 1 to start, you'll see in a moment that it will sort of kick in. There. We'll get all of those same warnings. And if I let go of Control E a few seconds ago, what it would have done is killed the engine and cut it off. Now it's kind of stabilising. There's something a bit different. There we go. I'll now let go of Control E, and then we lose engine 1 again pretty instantly. And I can't seem to get past that, no matter what I try, no matter what I do. You know, I've tinkered with all these different pump settings. I've recycled all the generators. I've turned the APU off and on again. Tried various things to try and see what is going on or going wrong. But no matter what I try, I can't seem to get any success with engine 1. And there you go, look, it's killed itself already. So it's been quite a bit of time that I've been sat on the ground now. I think so far I'm almost into approaching the 3rd hour of trying to sort all this out. And I can't actually get it to be in a position where it's ready to fly. And this is even after following the checklists as well, and spending quite a bit of time sat in the checklist to try and get it all working. The EFB seems quite messy and dysfunctional, a little bit buggy. The ready to fly certainly doesn't do anything. And I thought maybe there was a failure, so I've had a little look and there are no failures active, for example. So I know it's not that's the problem. I kind of get it set and stuck there. If I bring engine 2 up, which is paired to engine 1, you'll see I'll get changes in engine 2, but nothing with engine 1. So I then thought, hey, what if I start on the runway? So I've just loaded into the runway, thought I'll just fire straight in. Typically that will kick the airplanes into touch a little bit, and you'll see there engine 1 initially had started, is already reverted back down to about 50%, and it's gone into a bit of a start mode again, and then it fails. So in short, as cracking as it looks and as excited as I have been to genuinely try this out, because I love the aeroplane, I think it's superb in real life, I've been let down by actually how buggy this seems to be, and there's a fair few people having similar experiences or a variety of different issues with this aircraft. Some people requesting refunds, but because they've already downloaded the product, understandably Blackbird Sims are saying no. I just hope that they get all of this sorted out, really. I've not done a video like this before, to be fair, so it's a bit strange, isn't it? But I have spent almost 3 hours now in total trying to get the engines sorted out, the FMS set up. The FMS doesn't really seem to accept the flight plan. The doors are linked to the wrong thing. The sounds are really quite messy. The APU sounds, the click spots, the repetitive kind of rotational knob sounds. There's a lot of things that need improvement, and I think to say that the product is 96% ready when clearly it's not is a little bit far-fetched. The one thing that is quite good, in fairness, just to kind of end on a bit of a high, is the lights, the emissives that they've put onto the aeroplane. Look at that. It's got really good presence to it. The flash strips for the formation they look pretty good as well. So there are elements of it that are really quite nice, but still, more importantly, some significant areas that have got problems. And I just can't really get into it any more than this, because this is my experience of it so far. Three odd hours of trying various things, including uninstalling it, reinstalling it, and it just doesn't work. Engine 1 doesn't want to turn on for me. If it does, it fails. I had an issue earlier where engine 4 then sucked out everything from the tank, and then that failed, but the tanks were almost full, so that was all very strange as well. And I don't know, there's something not quite right with it. Whether it's clashing with something, I don't know, but that's beyond my kind of understanding and ability to identify. Now, if you've had those issues yourself, let me know down in the comments section below. If you've managed to get it working, or you've identified ways to get it working, or add-ons that it may clash with, then please let me know, because I do really want to have a good look at this aircraft. I think it's important I show the problems that we're having, because this is a true attempt at a review and it's just not able to be done properly. So if I can get into it and have a reliable flying experience, we'll revisit it and give it a proper shot and another fair review. But at the moment, this is the state of the aircraft for me. So if I hit it and I didn't tell you about it, but then that would also be a bit of a moral issue on my end. But this is how it is, raw. I hope you found it useful somewhat. Let us know down below. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Thanks for watching.